Hi, I'm Madison Albiani, and the technology tool I chose to learn was incorporating Edpuzzle in my lessons to support content in a visual and interactive way. I'm currently teaching ag biology, which is a 10th grade course, and I know of a few of my ag cohort members who have been using Edpuzzles in their lessons. This assignment allowed me the opportunity to see what ways I could implement Edpuzzle at my placement, which has access to both Chromebooks and Google Classroom. In hearing how others use Edpuzzle, I became aware that it is compatible with Google Classroom and chose to use this opportunity to learn how to make an account and add my class, how to create an Edpuzzle, and how to review student scores. The Speak Up discussion panel from this week presented a number of key findings, which outlined the disconnect in how admin, current teachers, and aspiring teachers view the role of technology in the classroom. I found myself agreeing with these inconsistencies from my experiences so far. Reflecting on my own experience completing this tool task discovery, I recognize that there are differences in being in control of my own learning versus following specific directions. When I think of self-planned learning versus planning a lesson for students, there is much more structure to planning a lesson. Lesson planning is very explicit in the directions in order to minimize misinterpretation and maximize the time you have to teach. In my individual learning, there were no strict time constraints set for exploring the tool or specifics on what tool I had to choose. Allowing this freedom and ownership follows the ISTE essential condition of student-centered learning, moving students from passive receivers of information to active participants in their own discovery process. What they learn and how they learn it is individualized, much like this assignment. In Educating the Net Generation, Chapter 11 describes digital literacy of the NetGen, stating that students' thinking is at the interface level, and that they themselves need to see how something works rather than knowing how it works. This is almost exactly my approach to this task. At first, I did not look up directions on how to get started in Edpuzzle or read the ins and outs of the tool. Instead, I went to the website, I navigated the icons, and clicked the next steps to getting set up. I then Googled how-tos and watched a few tutorials, skipping through to find what specific information I wanted. Reflecting on developing my own learning plan allowed me the freedom to complete a task at my own speed in the order of my choosing. This assignment has made me aware of the creativity expressed through an assignment that can result from less structured learning, allowing the student to navigate on their own while still ensuring that objectives are being defined and met.